I do agree with Professor Madhav. He just mentioned that it is a pause. Uh, but at the same time, I see as a lawyer, I see a lot of queries that are coming to our office with respect to what does it entail for Indian students, and they are worried. At this point of time, the parents are worried, the students are worried. They're worried about the career because many of them actually chose only going to US to study. What will happen to them? What does that mean to them? And what does the social media grooming or screening entails for the students? Does that mean that now India also has a Data Protection Act? Does that mean that the government of India or the government of US can actually go beyond whatever is in the public domain and look at go deeper into it and see which are the students who are violating, or they have these feeling, the leftist feeling or the anti-Semitism feeling the students are having, or they can it go to their parents also? Can they look at the family background of it? Which political party or which political inclination in India or US does the student have? Now, what is the scope of social media screening is another question that we are getting a lot. And from US perspective, this is the worry that is happening in India. But there is also an angle that in US, uh, the laws and the courts are strong enough. There have been attempts to challenge these kinds of orders, and as it was mentioned, 20 to 25% of the revenue sometimes of these Ivy League come from from Indian students itself. Of course, much more comes from China, but there is substantial amount of fees that comes from Indian students. So, what will happen to these universities?
Yeah,
And
but then
most of them,
that's what I'm
uh,
saying.
yeah,
Despite, the Trump administration has taken this risk, despite the fact that the US government is going to see reduced revenues entering into its coffers because of lesser number of foreign students enrolling in these institutions and universities. There has been a policy stand that has been taken by the Trump administration, and this goes on to show the differentiation between the fault lines that have been created between the right and the left liberals, and that was very visible during the election that took place, and Trump won with this massive majority. And then the question then, how do you think it is important to course correct this global liberal narrative which is prevalent in Western Europe, which is also prevalent, as we saw, the Biden administration and the Obama administration, and also is something which is traditionally espoused by universities the likes of Harvard?
yeah. One is of course the economical angle that the universities will lose, and the government of US is willing to take that risk. The other angle that I was, from legal perspective, I was saying, you actually have to state the rules under which one student is accepted and and the other student is not accepted. You have to state the rules. What kind of social media screening will be done? To what extent it will be done? Oh, it's a one aspect. Maybe and maybe right. The Trump administration may be right that they are willing to take that economic risk, but they do not want certain kind of mindset to be in these universities. Which is a policy decision. That's US policy decision. But at the same time, where are those rules going to come from? You see, there has to be some kind of uh, guidelines. There
Okay.
has to be some
Okay.
kind
All
of rule.
right.
I
All
mean,
right. So that needs to be
one
listed out, and
shouldn't be
I think the government of the United States is going to be working on an